A deeply troubling case is currently before the courts. It involves a young man recently turned 18. He stands accused of an extremely serious crime. The charge laid against him is that of rape. This alleged incident occurred in the state of Kelantan. Naturally, the local community is watching very closely. Many people are anxious about the details emerging. They are hoping for a just and fair resolution. The alleged offense is reported to have taken place in 2024. At that time, the accused individual was 17 years old. The victim, a young girl, was only 15. She was a Form 3 student at her school. The reported location of the crime was a school warehouse. This happened in the district of Kuala Krai. Schools are meant to be sanctuaries for our children. This particular detail makes the allegation even more disturbing. The consequences of this alleged act were profound for the young girl. It is reported that she became pregnant following the incident. This pregnancy was stated to be a direct result of the alleged rape. She subsequently gave birth to a child in January of 2025. Her life has been irrevocably altered by this experience. This unfortunate outcome adds a heavy layer to the case's gravity. We must always keep her traumatic experience in our thoughts. Her well-being is a paramount concern for many. The young man made his appearance in court very recently. This happened on Tuesday, May 27, 2025. During this proceeding, he entered a plea of not guilty. This means that formal legal proceedings will now commence. The case has, understandably, garnered significant public interest. There is a strong desire within the community to see fairness prevail. The final outcome of this trial will be scrutinized carefully. Ultimately, justice is the aspiration shared by everyone observing. Our legal system regards the crime of rape with utmost severity. The young man accused faces a very specific legal charge. This charge falls under Section 376, subsection 1 of the Penal Code. This particular section of our law explicitly defines the crime of rape. It is crucial to understand this is not a minor infraction. The legal framework provides clear statutes for such offenses. These laws are designed to protect all individuals, especially the vulnerable. Society relies on these laws for safety and order. If the accused is ultimately found guilty, the penalties are substantial. He could potentially face a prison sentence of up to 20 years. This signifies a very long period of incarceration. The possibility of caning is also included as a potential punishment. This clearly demonstrates the seriousness with which the crime is viewed. The law serves not only to punish but also to deter. It aims to prevent such terrible acts from happening again. These are indeed very grave consequences for anyone to face. Rape is, without question, a devastating and violating crime. Its impact is magnified when the victim is a minor. The person who endures such an act suffers immensely. There can be immediate physical injuries to contend with. Beyond that, there is often profound and lasting psychological trauma. This emotional scarring can persist for an entire lifetime. It represents a fundamental breach of trust, safety, and dignity. The victim's suffering must always remain central to our understanding. When such an allegation surfaces within a school environment, it is even more shocking. Schools are intended to be places of learning, growth, and security. They are supposed to be safe havens for young minds. Students, parents, and teachers must feel secure within school premises. An alleged rape occurring in a school's warehouse is deeply unsettling. It shatters the essential sense of security that schools must provide. This kind of incident can deeply affect the entire school community. Restoring that broken trust requires careful and considered effort. Following the charge, the critical issue of bail was addressed. This discussion took place during the recent court hearing. The prosecution presented its initial recommendation regarding bail. Deputy Public Prosecutor Ahmad Faiz articulated this position clearly. He proposed that bail should be set at 15,000 ringgit. This sum was to be accompanied by one surety. This represented the prosecution's opening stance on the matter. It reflects their assessment of the case's seriousness at this stage. The lawyer representing the accused man argued for a lesser sum. Wan Noor Farhan, acting as defense counsel, made this request. She put forward a case for a lower bail amount. Several distinct reasons were offered to support this plea. One significant factor highlighted was the accused's age. He was 17 years old at the time of the alleged incident. This point was particularly emphasized by the defense team. They hoped this would be a mitigating factor in the bail decision. The accused's future educational aspirations were also brought to the forefront. It was stated that the young man had plans for university. He had recently gained admission into a matriculation program. This is a preparatory course for university-level studies in Malaysia. His lectures were reportedly scheduled to begin very soon. The specific start date mentioned was June 23, 2025. A high bail amount, it was argued, could jeopardize these plans. This formed a crucial element of the defense's appeal for leniency. The financial circumstances of the accused's family were also detailed. His parents are employed in modest occupations, it was explained. His mother works as a factory worker, and his father as a laborer. The defense stated that they could not afford the proposed 15,000 ringgit bail. This situation brings up a challenging and often debated question. Should an individual's financial capacity determine their pretrial liberty? It adds another layer of complexity to the bail determination process. Access to financial resources can play a significant role here. This distressing case compels us to engage in serious reflection. What specific factors should rightly influence bail decisions in our courts? Should the accused's age at the time of the alleged offense be a primary consideration? What weight should be given to his future educational or career prospects? These are not simple questions with straightforward answers for anyone. The crime he is accused of is exceptionally grave in nature. Allegations of rape can never be treated lightly by society. Finding the right balance in these situations is profoundly difficult. The court has a fundamental duty to ensure the accused attends his trial. This is, after all, one of the primary objectives of setting bail. Yet, under our system, an accused person is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Pre-trial detention, if bail is denied or unaffordable, has consequences. It can significantly disrupt a young person's life and future. This is especially true when educational pathways are potentially blocked. However, this must be carefully weighed against the extreme seriousness of the charge. The nature of the alleged crime must also heavily influence decisions. We must also hold space for the young victim's experience. She was merely 15 years old when this allegedly happened. She reportedly endured a pregnancy and has now given birth to a child. Her life has been subjected to severe trauma and irreversible changes. The wider community observes these proceedings, seeking reassurance and justice. People need to have faith that the legal system operates effectively. They want to see that it is fair and just to all parties involved. This is particularly crucial in cases that are so emotionally charged and sensitive. Ultimately, what does the concept of fairness truly mean in such a case? How can our legal system effectively balance all competing interests? There are the fundamental rights of the person who stands accused. There is the immense and undeniable suffering experienced by the victim. There is also the community's legitimate expectation that justice will be served. The law, and those who administer it, face a truly challenging task. They must navigate these intricate and often painful human issues. It is a situation that calls for deep reflection from all of us.